Hello and welcome to a chip off the old block toys. This is Jeff and this is part 10 of building Eiffel Tower, which was set 10307, which is 10,001 pieces. I am starting this live stream early, and the reason that I am is that my brother-in-law is on his way here. My furnace went out last night and it got up to -1, or down to -1, I should say. And just so you guys know, let me show you. Oh boy, this thing's like, okay, yeah. Oh, come on. This thing is just being, okay. All right, so let me put this up to the camera. See, I took this earlier today and it was -1 at 7:36, is that? 7:56. So yeah, it's really nice and toasty out here. Anyway, since he's on his way here, he lives about 40 minutes away, and I just talked to him. He just left. I started a live stream earlier. That way I can get a 40-minute live stream in and get as far as we can. But when I hear that doorbell or when I see him pull up on the cameras over here, I'll have to end the live stream. But just wanted to get something in because I want to get this done. Anyway, good morning, John. Good morning, Greg. And yeah, I'm not too happy about the furnace, but you know, I really can't do anything about it other than ask somebody who knows what they're doing to come over and look at it. That's all I can do. And this is my brother-in-law who owns the HVAC business, so he'll definitely be able to look at it and tell me what happened, what's going on, that kind of thing. So I've pretty much known since I bought the house I needed a new furnace because the air conditioner does not set right, and the air conditioning drain pan does not drain out the hose. It drains right on top of the burners. So they're probably rusted out. But anyway, I've known that, and yeah, well, what can you do except for try to prolong the day that you need to replace it, right? So that's basically what I've done, and it looks like that day is here. Anyway, Greg, John, how's your morning going? And no, I'm not like completely. I'm not like down about it happening. And like I said, I pretty much counted on it happening before, and pretty much have known that it was going to happen. Oh, there it is. I was like looking for this piece. So, oh, let me put this down because you probably want to see what I'm building more than my face. Let's see. I had my lug meeting yesterday, and during the lug meeting, I got some news that I didn't want to hear, but I understand that when you're doing a collaboration with others, you can't control everything, and not everything's going to always go your way. So I'm not like upset about it. It's just what happened. So we heard back from our the venue planners for the show that's coming up in a couple weeks, and the news that we got is that the amount of space that we were allotted for the show is about half of what we normally have. Therefore, a lot of things just can't be displayed this time. And that means that this Eiffel Tower that I was working on and the three that I was, the 4 Eiffel Towers that I was going to display, all of a sudden I'm not displaying them because there's no room. So, but I'm not doing this for naught. I like this set, and I want to do this set anyway. And just because this show we weren't allotted as much space doesn't mean the next show will be the same. We'll probably will get our normal amount of space the next show. So this will be displayed, just not this show, which means there's no longer a rush to get through it. And also because there's no rush, I was going to do a train bridge because we were going to need it. But again, with the change in the amount of space that we get, that is no longer necessary either. So, but I mean, necessary for the next show. Let me be clear. I still need to build it, and I still am going to build it. It's just I've got a whole nother month. So, okay. So now that we're done here, I can set this aside because we need to do the other part here. Feel like a popsicle. How cold or warm is it? John says morning's fine. Taking Root to dog park today. Awesome. Awesome. I know my pupster always liked it. And oh yeah, here's the reminder to start the live stream in 15 minutes right here on my phone. Let me go ahead and yeah, do that. Okay. And this is a ×2. So I'm just going to do them both side by side, get it over with. And let's see, what do we got here? We've got, and this is the different because we're not using the whole plate like we have every single other, all the other legs that we've done. And there's just too much activity in this house. Enzo is asking for attention at this very moment. He is not going to get it. $50 degrees. Whew. Well, that's a whole 51 degrees more than what I've got this morning. But no, that is chilly. Don't get me wrong. I like temperatures above 60. And when they're above 60, I'm a happy camper. That means I can go outside with just my shirt and shorts. So anyway, not really a huge deal. After all, it is December. I don't even know what month it is. So not really unexpected it's that cold now, is it? 73 in Florida. Well, you're making me a little jealous, John. But again, what do I expect that time of year in Florida? I mean, don't you guys get like really hot and muggy during the summer? And you guys get something that I don't ever want. That's hurricanes. Went to the doctor the other day. I tested positive on strep throat. Oh, yeah. You know, I've had strep throat so many times in my life. By the way, scientifically proven, you can only get strep throat like 24 times in your life, and that's because it's a bacterial infection. And once your body learns how to fight off that strain, you can never get that strain again. But there are something like 24 strains that can give it to you. No, I'm not a medical doctor. I just remember talking to my doctor. He said, I thought he said 24. But yeah, you can only get it that many times. Doesn't make it any funner. I mean, shoot, I totally get it, man. I hope you got some good antibiotics, and I hope you're on the mend. Herd immunity. I get hurt. Oh, that's right, Greg, you do. How far inland are you, Greg? Because I know that once a hurricane makes landfall, that they completely just they lose their energy so fast. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're just a couple miles inland, you're still going to get a good beating from it. But the further inland you are, I know that the storms don't have the potency that they do. So because when I lived in Ohio, which is way inland, of course, we would get the remnants of a hurricane, but it was not like that strong. It was just a tropical storm, and it was more of an inconvenience than it was dangerous. But I promise you, since we lived in Utah, I haven't had any remnants of any hurricane. Of course, I'm not in the path that hurricanes even get close to. So, if that ever did happen, something's gone terribly wrong. And Greg says not far from the coast. Okay, well that makes sense then. You're right up Hurricane Alley, right? And when I used to live in Ohio, they used to call it Tornado Alley. So, and my wife used to work for this guy. His name was Earl, and Earl was a really good guy. He was someone that we went to church with, and I remember my wife needed a job, and he owned like 120 rental units, and my wife was his leasing agent, or working the desk, and she would Take care of work orders, take care of renting apartments, showing apartments, that kind of thing. And sometimes when he needed help, I would clean the apartments too, when people moved out, because sometimes his regular cleaning crew was on vacation or whatever. And so that's what I did. Anyway, really good guy. And, my wife's been in the military for 16 years, and that was her job right before she went in the military. So she hasn't worked for him in 16 years. And I talked to him a couple years ago on Thanksgiving, and I don't know why, but sometimes you just get this nagging feeling in the back of your head to do something. Well, I got that nagging feeling yesterday to check his name on the internet, and so I did. And what I found out is he's passed away. He passed away a little over 2 years ago, and that would have been shortly after I last talked to him. And anyway, really good guy. It's going to happen to all of us, right? But I hate to see that it did. Okay, so this one tells me to open 2 bags, which is why I'm opening 2 instead of just 1. That's good because this is bag 56 and 57, which means we are cruising along. I will tell you guys that I am going to continue to do my longer live streams and videos, but on top of that, I'm going to start throwing in some shorts, which are a minute or less videos. And the reason why is that YouTube put out a thing for its creators, newsletter, and they said that they will be pushing those out. Apparently, they've done their research, and people just don't have that long of attention spans. So if you are making shorts, as they call them, a minute or less, they will push those out further than they are the longer videos. However, I look at my demographics, and most of the people around my age that watch this channel, and the research has shown that people my age do like watching longer videos. So I'm going to mix it up to try to attract both people my age and younger. So you're going to see some more shorts that are a minute or less. So just letting you know, I'm not abandoning my format. I'm just going to add a format. And I've got some really, 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 really good news. And I almost forgot to tell you all. The roofing guy who took my money and ran, I had some really stern words with him this week, letting him know that he was going to find his butt in court if he didn't get my money back. And I have to say, yesterday, I was gone all day. And when I came home, to my surprise, in my mailbox was a cashier's check from him with the full amount. So I have my money back from the roof. And so I will be able to find another roofing company and get the roof fixed. But I'm not really in good shape right now. I've got the roof leaking. I've got the water softener broken, which means it's going to ruin my appliances if I don't get that fixed soon. And on top of all of that, my furnace goes out this morning. So I'm just doing wonderful. But don't feel sorry for me, man. That's just life. And I'll get through it. And I know I'll get through it. So these are all just temporary setbacks. And I've decided that I've been putting money away in dividend stocks. So that I can have income, passive income. But one of the things that I realize is that I really need to fix up that shop because I can't be out there. It's very miserable. I mean, I went out there this morning and took a picture of the thermometer in there, and it's a whole entire 10 degrees. I don't know about you, but working in 10-degree weather is just not my forte, and I will not be doing it. So, I've got a little bit of credits left. And what I mean is, or discount, I should say. A list of good things that happened to you. Well, getting the refund back, that's positive. And I'll get that list. Let me finish my thought. I'm all over the place. So I have a discount from Home Depot and Lowe's, and that's because my wife's in the military, and I've just about maxed the Home Depot one out this year because of all the repairs that I've done to this house. And so my plan is and we only have a couple weeks left of the year, is by the end of the year, I'm going to max out that discount, and I'm going to buy insulation and wiring so that I can do that. So, and then as soon as the first of the year rolls around, that refund resets, and I'm going to buy some more things. And it looks like, oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, it looks like I'm short a piece. A list of good things that happened this year, Greg. Lots of good things, actually. First of all, I was able to sell my house for more than what I was asking for. So that was awesome. The fact that I was able to move. Yes, I have had some challenges with this home. However, that is a good thing because I have wanted to live out in the country for 20 years and finally got my dream. So that is a very, very positive thing. Another positive thing, and I know this sounds funny, but the fact that the company that I work for finally wised up and realized that one of our managers, and I'm not going to say the title because I'm not trying to give it away, they let her go. And I'm sorry to say that that's a positive thing, but it was, because the things that she did and the behaviors that she displayed were destructive, and they were self-destructive, and also they hurt the company. So I can't. That's a positive thing that they finally did that, because you don't want to work in such a toxic environment. So I would say that's very positive. Some other positive things are all the shows I've been able to go to this year. I've gone to many this year. Just thinking about it, over last year, let's start with my first show. That was in Denver, and that was in April, and that was right before I moved here. Denver show was absolutely awesome. It was an 8-hour drive. I got to go on 70, which I've never been on that part of 70 before. So I got to see some beautiful scenery, and I need to get up for a minute because Max is doing something stupid. And let me back up. Okay, water bottle time. There we go. The cat wasn't listening. I shooed him away from what he was doing and kept doing it. A really positive thing, Greg, is me joining the Lug in January. That's the first thing. Because joining the Lug is what opened the door to do these shows, to display my work. It has also helped grow the channel because I've talked to people at the shows, and right there in front of me, they've pulled out their phones and subscribed. So very positive experience joining the Lug. And that also means I met Jim, and Jim is retired military. And, you know, my dad being retired military and my wife being military, him and I get along very well. I understand his sense of humor. I understand when he tells me stories from the military, even though I'm not in the military and never have been. I understand enough about the military to have a good conversation with him and to have some empathy for the situations that he went through. Buddy is actually the one, I thought it was Max. It was Buddy the one just got sprayed with the water. He was trying to eat plastic. So the April show was awesome, and I skipped the May show in Boise, and that was because I moved. But then let's see, the Ely show I skipped to in June. That's because I went out to my son's graduation, and that was a fun experience. Got to see my son. Hadn't seen him for about a year. Well, no, I had seen him because he helped me move. But yeah. So I'm wrong about that. I did see him. I also got to visit with Miss Chip at the same time. Got to see my granddaughter. And then, so I missed the Ely show. July, there wasn't a show. August was Evanston, Wyoming. And that was a really good show. I really had a lot of fun there. That one's in the train roundhouse, the old roundhouse from the turn of the 18th, 19th century. And they've restored part of it, and part of it's an event hall, and that's where we have the train show. How appropriate, right? A train show in a roundhouse. So, yeah, that was a good experience. And then, let's see, there was no show in September, but there was a show in October. And what the heck is going on? There was a show in October in Idaho Falls, which was really fun because I got a visit with my Aunt Mickey, which I had not seen Mickey in over 20 years. And so visiting with my aunt was a very positive experience. She's just as I remember her, except for now she's got white hair. That's it. She's still the same old spunky, funny, cool person to hang out with, and got a great bubbly personality, down to earth. And, I'm not trying to say anything about my aunt negative, but my aunt has been through some stuff, some really serious stuff, and she still has a great attitude. And that's what I love about her, is I know what she's been through, and she's still a great person. So anyway, that's a positive too. So Idaho Falls trip was just great. And then November was Intermountain Train Expo in Layton, the city I used to live in. That was a really good show, Greg. Loved that show. Loved it. And then our most recent show, which was just a couple weeks ago, was at the Children's Museum, which is positive because, like I said, they want us to come back in the summer and do a longer display, which means more exposure. And so all positive things. The channel has grown quite a bit this year. Over 200 subscribers. Yeah, I know. It's some channels get the extra 200 subscribers in an hour, but I'm not complaining because that is a positive for me. So despite all the things, and I know I've been very open about my life and the challenges that I've faced in the last year, despite all of that, I have to say that overall things have not been bad. There's been times where I've been down and out, but overall it's been good. And, I've enjoyed all the live streams I've done. You guys have been a part of that, and thank you. So lots of good things, lots of good sales this year at my Bricklink store, and can't really complain about that, right? So anyway, when Steve gets here, I'll let you guys know, and we'll cut out the stream. Looks like, I got to do this times 4. Okay, so going to be here for a minute, and I really have no idea what time Steve's going to get here. Other than I know it's 40 minutes away, and yeah. And I also, this year, ironically, even though I moved about 100 miles away from my parents, I've actually seen them more since I moved. I'm not sure what that says. Hey, Papa's Bricks, how you doing? It's good to see you, man. I saw you over in Mayo's live stream Friday night. So it was good to see you again, man. But yeah, just saying, I moved 100 miles from my parents, and I actually have seen them more since I've moved. I think part of that is the mentality of when you live close to them. Like, I think, at least for me, I think I always thought, I can always get there. It's not that far. And then I don't, because you kind of take it for granted. And then you move far away 100 miles, and then it's like, holy crap, I haven't seen my parents. I got to go see them. And so, yeah, I actually saw my dad this week. And yeah, it's been fun, man. So, all All right, so let's see. Oh, okay, cool. I'm just looking at the instructions here. This is going to be. I'm really looking forward to finishing this. I like the build so far, and I know you guys can't see it, but over here, I've got the partially completed Eiffel Tower sitting next to the completed older Eiffel Tower, and I love seeing the contrast because I'm looking over here, and even without my glasses on, it's close enough that I can see that they are distinctly different. However, they both have their own majestic beauty to them. So, see your parents as often as possible. Yeah, I have been. I tried to see them yesterday because yesterday I was down that way, and unfortunately, when I called, they didn't answer, and I called in the morning time when I was going out there, and then I called again when I was leaving the area, and my dad called me about half an hour after I called him leaving the area, and by that time I was too far to turn around, really. But yeah, I do see them as often as I can because I know there's one day that I'm going to turn around, they're just not going to be there anymore. So, and that's not a sad thought. I mean, that's life. That's part of life, cycle of life. So enjoy it while you can, right? So, but I did see both my mom and dad this week. I mean, my mom and dad are still together, but my dad was in the hospital, which is why I was able to see him. And then after the hospital, I went over to their house and visited with my mom for a little bit. And I like my mom. She's a spunky little old lady. And there's lots of things that she says and does that just makes me laugh. And I don't know at what age that happens, but at some age, when you get old, pretty much everything you say is cute and gets laughed at, even if it's mean. And that's kind of the stage my mom's in right now, where a lot of things she says is cute and all that. And one is blocky and smooth. Yeah, I agree. But that's why I like it, is that even though it's blocky, because they kind of taper it, it does a pretty good job of representing it. Okay, well, Steve is not here yet, and we need to do 2 more bags, so we can grab 2 more bags. Ironically, I will tell you right now, I sit next to one of the heat registers, and I'm feeling some warm air. But I swear it was not working earlier. So, whatevers. It wants to be a little crazy this morning. I'll just let it be crazy. And good morning, Mrs. Chip. I hope you enjoyed your visit to church. This is 1, 2. Oh, I don't want to do that. And 3. I hope everyone's having a good morning. Yeah, I'm having an interesting morning. Of course, she knows that because I was on the phone with her when I realized the heat wasn't coming out. It was cold air coming out. So, yeah, it's been an interesting morning so far. But I've got a lot of plans, guys, and I am serious about, well, first of all, not messing this up, but I just did. I am serious about stopping investing in the stocks and start putting money in the shop so that I can do live streams from out there. And I contacted the internet company because they were supposed to install the nano antennas so that I could get constant internet out there. However, they just don't seem like they're in a hurry to get it out there, get out here and install the nano antenna. So I might just go a different route. There are other routes I can do. So it has to be warm outside, though, for me to lay the fiber optic cable out there because I got to dig. And right now at 0 or -1, you're not going to be doing much digging. Trust me. Stocks actually are cheap right now, John. They've been a great bargain. I've been able to pick up. One of the reasons I like investing in stocks right now is that because their prices are getting kicked in the mouth over and over, the return yields on the dividends are really high because of that, higher than they'd ever be. So, and they've been in a long time, I should say. So it's a good thing. And Papa's Brick says, what do you think about the introduction book? Are you talking about the introduction book to this particular set? If you're talking about all the fun facts that are in this booklet, I do like it, but I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to. So please let me know. But the reason that I'm stopping, John, though, is that I feel that even though I am making money off of them right now, I feel like it's actually hindering the channel, because the whole reason I bought this place was because of that shop out there. And I needed to make that a place that's warm and inviting and cool and inviting during the summer, so that being out there is fun and doing live streams will happen. And I don't have many of my pieces here. Most of them are out there, so I can't really build mocks in here. And walking out there just to grab a piece or two at a time is very inefficient and not going to happen. So I need to work on that shop and get it to the point where, you know, and my friend Jim's offered to help. And my friends next door, the kids, can't say their names because they're underaged, but they have also offered to help. And one of them is a really good worker. So I will have some help, as well as, you know, I've got my brother-in-law, Steve, who comes up here occasionally. He'll help. And Mrs. Chip comes out here once in a while. She's always willing to help. So, you know, I will have the help that I need occasionally. So I got to take advantage of it and just get it done. Mostly I need to come up with the money first, and that's going to come through the Bricklink store mostly. So, just need to get it done. Yeah, I do. No doubt. But I'm just really happy that the roofing company that flaked on me finally gave me my money back, because that was getting to a pretty critical point where I hate to say it, but the word lawsuit comes to mind, because that probably would have happened. And not that I want to do that. I don't like suing people. And in fact, in my whole entire life, I've never actually had to sue anybody. I've only had to hire an attorney once in my whole entire life. And once I hired him, the other party just kind of folded and said, no, we don't want any part of this. We'll do what we were supposed to. So that worked out pretty good for me. Now, for some reason, this is not working out for me right here. Okay, because that's connecting, but this is not connecting. Okay, what am I doing wrong? I don't get it. So, if you guys remember, I had the train and crane guy on my channel this week. Yeah, this is really weird, guys. It is not connecting up. And it should be. This is on here. It's showing that it does. Huh. Yeah. Oh, I see what I did. Silly me. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay. My lug has asked me to build the train bridge that's removable. That the original design came from the train and crane guy. So I will be recreating that, and I will show you that on my channel here. Okay, so this just kind of sits here for right now. I'm sure we're going to secure it down. Just one more small section left after this one. Yes, and I am so looking forward to it. It's not that this has been a bad build, but as you know, with 10,000 little pieces, it's been a very long one. And I appreciate your support, but I'm also going to be happy when this is no longer an issue. So anyway, or not an issue, but a project that'll be done. Oh, I did go to the Lego store yesterday. And the Lego store was quite the adventure. Note to self, never go shopping. Never go shopping on the last full weekend before Christmas. It's just not a good idea. It took me 45 minutes of circling the parking lot to find a place to park. And once I stepped into the store, I mean, you guys know, this always happens, I'm sure, to all of us. And that's when you walk into the store and you can't talk because it's loud. That's when you get like 40 phone calls. Just kidding. It wasn't that many, but I did get 3 phone calls from 3 different people. And I couldn't hear them. And I had to tell them, hey, let me call you back. And I was at the wall trying to get some cups filled. And some of those pick-a-brick cups. And I couldn't get there. There were so many people. It was like you'd grab a little bit and then you'd move to grab another cup, and then somebody else wanted some of the same pieces, and so you had to kind of wait till they were done, and it was a challenge, but it was a great place to be. I know the store manager pretty well, so him and I talked for a little bit, and I'm looking forward to the modular coming out on the 1st. I am going to buy it. I am going to build it on the channel. And I will be getting it on New Year's Day because I have the day off work. Did somebody say Mayo? They sure did, man. I've only got a few minutes, I believe, until my brother-in-law gets here, because he called me at, well, let's see what time he called me. Oh, I got a Bricklink order. See, you guys are awesome. Look at that. I'm talking on here and I get a Bricklink order. I need Bricklink orders. Okay, but let me double check and see what time I called him, or he called me. He called me at 9:37, which was exactly 40 minutes ago. And it's about a 45 minute drive here. So when he gets here, I'm going to terminate the stream. Him and I will work on the furnace, figure out why it's not working properly, and then that'll be it for today. So I've only probably got another 5 minutes is what I'm saying. But I don't know. You just never know. Maybe he'll stop and get breakfast and it'll be another 10 minutes. I don't know. But definitely am grateful that I have a brother-in-law who knows how to work on furnaces. I mean, he's replaced many of them in his day. And that will... Oh, shoot. Did I do that wrong? Yes, I sure... No, I did not do that wrong. I just didn't finish it. Okay, let me finish this. So, yeah, Mayo, earlier in the thing, everyone's afraid to hit that like button. Yeah, they are afraid of hitting that like button. I'm just kidding. I got a good crowd here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every one of you supporters. And Mayo, I haven't had a chance to look. Where are you at as far as subscribers? Because when you get to 600, that's the big one. That's when I'm going to appear on your channel, and I'm going to build that 8 Daily Bugle mock. And I actually brought that up at my lug yesterday, and some people gave me some ideas. So I'm starting to, in my mind, more narrow down what it's going to look like. Oh, that did not work at all because I didn't follow directions. Okay, well. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if I put a 3 here. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's see. Something does not look right. Okay, so I have a 2. Jeez. Well, let me see. Did I just do that one wrong? No, I did them all wrong. Oh, crud. Yeah, no. Did I? Sometimes talking to yourself while you build and swearing at yourself really helps. Just kidding. All right, let's see. No, this one's right. Oh, he's here. I hear him. All right, guys, I'm not gonna be able to finish this bag. I apologize. But hey, Papa don't preach Madonna, huh? I do appreciate your support, guys, and we did get 2 bags, 57, 58, and we've got 74 in this build. So, all right. You should definitely try going live straight after Good Morning Brick World ends from now on, and you get more viewers. Okay. All right. Good tip. Thank you. And I see him walking up to the door. So you guys be good to each other. Be safe out there, and I'll try to stay warm, and you guys have a great day.